the other one.
Change. Change is.
Change is.
Change is. Change is constant, implied, irrevocable, an opportunity.
Change happens, is taken for granted, doesn't wait.
Change is every moment of every day of every life. But it's sneaky, and it goes unnoticed.
Until suddenly,
The present is the past, and we're looking to the future. Change happens. Change is.
change is.
Change is now.
There's huge uncertainties in projecting the future. We can be certain that we will see change, and so it's a question of how do we prepare for what we think will happen.
When I was 18, you know what? People didn't really talk about it. Obviously, we knew like not to litter and stuff like that. It wasn't labeled as being bad for the environment. It was just like, don't litter because you shouldn't. I mean, recycling, I guess, was just kind of getting off the ground, but we didn't really know anything about it. We weren't educated on it, that's for sure.
When I was 18, I'd spent the summer and the summer of 17 as well, when I was 17, fighting forest fires. So I had no idea that I was interested in the environment. My family was always very much, did a lot of things in the outdoors.
When I was 18, I was having to think back a long time. I think they were very concerned about it, but not as much as they are now. I was at boarding school at that time. There's much more concern over the environment now after the last 10 years, I think. As we got older and we had children, they became more interested in it.
We did an environment project on Earth Day. We were supposed to write like things we would do to help the Earth. I put on I would use electricity less, recycle more, try to compost once a month.
We just were aware of them. We didn't personally do anything about it.
I think that attitudes are there and people are aware, but people don't like to change. They don't want to be inconvenienced. It's inconvenience to say, you know, take a bike as opposed to a car.
I think that my favorite outdoor activity is riding my bike.
Or it's the way society is. Everything is quick and fast and it needs to be immediate, and that doesn't work with the changes we need to make.
So we know that if you produce this much carbon, we're going to have an effect. And the consensus in the scientific community is that we will have an increase in terms of the overall global temperature by at least 2 degrees, let's say. Actually, in 20 years, less than 2 degrees, but say in 50 years, 2 degrees.
I hope that things don't continue along the way they are, because I really hope that my own kids can, actually get outside and not have to have like SPF 1000 on or something like that, or live in a bubble, or that the air is so heavily polluted that we start to lose the things that we have.
People are not treating the environment so well sometimes.
You start with this assumption that things won't change, but then the development has been beyond, I think, anyone's expectations.
I can't speak for the rest of the world because I don't know it. But it's my own view, is that they will make some difference, but how much, I don't know.
I hope that we make some big changes, I really do.
I hope so.
I don't think it'll be a bad place.
I know so much more about it now, mostly because of what I do for a job now, and personal interest.
Some people in it will start being conscious of what they should be doing and what they don't do. But it's an ongoing process.
So we know that it will happen, We're just not certain exactly how it will unfold. But that's not the same as saying, oh, okay, because we don't know what's going to happen, we shouldn't do anything.
Our species is smart enough to figure out how to fix it, but people have to be willing to change, and big changes, not small changes. And I think that's why it's so hard, because the changes that need to be made quickly, and they're going to impact everyday life. And I think that's why people are so resistant to it.
And there are a lot of people who really are concerned. Not just say they're concerned, but really are concerned. And that is more interesting than anything else.
We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we're pretty certain that a change will occur. The question is how we respond to that change.
I hope people recognize what will be lost if they don't. Not what will be the inconvenience, it's what we'll lose if we continue doing what we're doing.
You can't expect them to be concerned about the whole world at the time, but there are individual little things they were concerned of, which is in itself becomes a big thing eventually.